and discouragement.
Good. Please join me for a moment of silence.
And I made my own poem. That's 2 pages long.
Okay, just a moment. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay, boys and girls, well, take out your whiteboard and marker. We'll get started on some phonogram and spelling review today, and we'll spend a little longer than usual on some spelling review. But also, we're just going to finish up our spelling time a little earlier than we usually would so that we've got time to work on our little summer poem, which is going to be a variation of the Knoxville, Tennessee poem. Okay. So take out your whiteboard and marker. By the way, Marcus is not going to be joining us today and tomorrow, and I think it's most of next week too, because he'll be on vacation. So you all can wave hello to Marcus. Hope you're having fun on vacation.
Hi, Marcus. Hi, Marcus.
Okay, so take out your whiteboard and marker. We are going to do our normal review, but then do a little extra review of the difficult words.
I'm going to leave the come right back. It keeps on popping up, so I'm going to leave the comment and see if it works.
Okay. Let's start off with some phonograms. I'd like to review some of the unusual phonograms today. Can you all write the phonogram Greek which we had in a couple different words yesterday? Greek Greek Excellent job, everyone. Next up, please write 2 letters. Two letters. Good. Next, please write Greek like in pneumonia. Greek like pneumonia. There's Greek And one last unusual phonogram is k. I like to call it weird k, because they don't have really a good name for it. K, weird k. Like a mosquito. K, weird k. This is the one that I think they should just call qua, 2-letter, or sorry, qua, never use Q without U. They should call it qua k. Because there's 2 different sounds it can make. Rather than making it 2 phonograms, 1 phonogram with 2 sounds. Qua, qua, ka. Or I have that nickname, k, weird k. Okay, who can say all of our phonograms? Aryansh, would you say them for us?
Greek 2 letters.
Mhm.
Greek
Good.
and weird k.
Excellent. Samhita, can you say them all for us as well?
I'll try. Greek, 2 letters. Greek, k. Weird k.
You got it. Okay, let's get ready for some spelling word review now. Okay, starting with architect. Can you all write the word architect? Architect. Should look like this. It's a ch, sh that makes the k sound, an architect. And you could think of that because we've got arch in the word, and an architect does designs of buildings. So buildings might have arches. An architect might have an arch as part of his design. Next, let's write architecture. Architecture. Sure, we think to spell tour, architecture. T changes its, a lot of letters actually change their sound with when they're followed by a U, and this is an example of that. Like the word issue, we think to spell issue because it says a sh sound when followed by a U. Architecture. Ooh, rain is really coming down, it sounds like. Over here, at least, at school. Architecture looks like this. Oh, there's a Chinese architect of Tighes making the Great Wall of China. Next up, please write artificial. Artificial. You want the yellow one? All right, I can do that. I'm working on a couple.
No.
Tig, you were accidentally unmuted and we heard your sister giggling in the background.
She's actually really cute.
She is cute. I'm sure not always, but she sounds cute from our perspective. Artificial.
What just happened?
I don't know. You unmuted for a little bit.
Oh, so we're muted now. Never mind that. Damn.
Okay. Next word, please write February. We think to spell February. Feb. U-A-R-E is the way we say it, though. Good job, Josiah. Make sure you capitalize it, though, since it is a proper noun. February looks like this. I'm actually not sure how we marked the A there because we could have done R. Anyway, don't worry about the marking there, but make sure your spelling is correct. I'm going to erase my board for a little bit more room. Let's write also library. Not library, but library. This one does not have silent letters, even though some people pronounce it library. My niece's little kindergarten graduation I went to yesterday, they had a little song about the library, and almost all of them called it the library. But I know you guys aren't that way. That's much more of a younger issue.
It's a Chinese library.
Ooh.
Everything on this is Chinese.
I always say library.
Oh, you do too? Can you say library? It is kind of tough to say, but once you get used to it, it's easy. Library, library. Here's library. Let's do a couple more. Immediate. You think to spell immediate? Next, let's also do convenient. Convenient. Convenient is the way we think to spell that one. Convenient. Saha Nasri, can you check that your spelling matches mine for this one? And Kruthi as well. Looks like we've got quite a few mistakes on this one. Convenient. Just E on its own in an open syllable. Ni, but we say yeah. Convenient. Okay, so if you misspelled that, please correct it now. This is a good opportunity to correct our mistakes and review. Tomorrow's the mastery test. So need to make sure we know which ones you're still having a hard time with and how to write it correctly. You're doing great, Aryansh. Thank you. And Kruthi, I love that camera angle so I can see all your words so clearly. Okay, let's do one more. Receipt. You remember how we think to spell it? Josiah, do you remember?
Receipt.
Good, receipt. Silent P. I check that your spelling matches mine. Rishith and Kruthi, looks like you need to make a couple changes for this one. Receipt. Great job, Saha Nasri. Receipt. This is an example of the spelling rule for English. I before E, we usually use that EI piece of pie phonogram, except after the letter C. And since we have the letter C, we need to make sure we're using the the AE phonogram. And a silent P. Excellent. And Rishith, we don't need to capitalize receipt, so we'll just use a lowercase r. We want to make sure that we only capitalize things that need to be capitalized. And the only word in your spelling list for the test that is a proper noun is February. Okay, boys and girls. Let's go over, actually, I think you guys probably need a little break. Go ahead and stretch. Erase your board at this time. We might get back to a little more spelling review later in the class because I would like to, since we do have the time today, do a little more spelling review of some of the harder words on the mastery test tomorrow, but let's put our whiteboards away for now. Put them away. Gonna take a little break. We'll get back to it later. Okay, so for your writing time today, I do want you to take out your binder just as if we were doing a spelling lesson, but we're not going to do a spelling lesson. We're going to write a little summer poem. Okay, so I hope you guys remember some of the ideas we were coming up with on Monday about the things you look forward to in the summer. Our poem, Knoxville, Tennessee, goes like this. I always like summer best. You can eat fresh corn from Daddy's garden, and okra and greens and cabbage and lots of barbecue and buttermilk and homemade ice cream at the church picnic, and listen to gospel music outside at the church homecoming, and go to the mountains with your grandmother, and go barefooted and be warm all the time, not only when you go to bed and sleep. Knoxville, Tennessee. So before we really start writing our poem, we should brainstorm some things you guys look forward to in the summer. Okay, we did a little of this already. Let's do it a little bit more. What are some foods that make you think of summer? Some places you go that just feel like summer. Or other things in life that make you think of that, like lightning bugs or being outside later at night with your neighbor friends. And what are some things you really look forward to every summer? Alina?
I love ice cream. My mom's birthday is in summer, and this year I might even go to Texas.
Wonderful. So ice cream, mom's birthday, going to Texas. Sahanasri, what about you?
I cannot wait.
Can you give me control?
Oh, great. All right. I'm planning to go swimming, play outside until 9:30 every day. That's what we usually do. And I can't wait for my brothers and my birthday coming up.
I know you've got a birthday in July, right?
Yeah.
And when is your brother's birthday?
On June 2nd, last day of school.
Oh, how fun. Yeah, do we have any other summer birthdays? I think Josiah, right? Josiah, don't you have a summer birthday?
Yeah.
When is yours again?
July 11th.
July 11th. Okay. And I've got them written down. Saha Nasri, you've got the same birthday as Sai in the 11:30 class. Exact same birthday. Who else has some things that they just, it makes them think of summer? Tyke?
I really like going swimming in my neighborhood pool. I like being able to go on a boatload of vacations. I like the ice cream and the watermelon, and I like getting to stay up late. I love the Fourth of July because my friend who lives next door's dad, um, he always lights firecrackers in the street, and it's so much fun to watch. And and I also look forward to being able to stay with my friends late. And possibly, well, I'm kind of a sleepover this summer. All that good stuff.
Oh, all of that sounds so fun. Emma, what are some things you're looking forward to?
Of course, going to Mexico, eating ice cream in the summer, and being outside in the sun. And I feel like in summer we might have more play dates.
Nice. Kriti?
Going on vacation, or if someone comes here for vacation. This year we're probably not going on vacation, but I think my cousins are coming, like in 3 weeks maybe. And we usually do tons of fun stuff. Like we go to downtown when my cousins come, and we go to some other cool places. And I also like eating ice cream, and I also like swimming. And well, I just love so whenever I sleep, I like to wake up to the birds chirping or like seeing the bright sun.
Oh,
It
that's so
usually
lovely. I love that visual.
Yeah, and after I brush my teeth, I usually go outside.
Arika?
So actually, sometimes we might be going to Florida this summer because that I can meet my old friends there, and also we might be going to my cousin's place. She also came to Arkansas, so. And also, I like to swim because we have our own kiddie pool, and I love ice cream, especially chocolate ice cream, and some cookies and baking.
That sounds all so fun, Harika. Okay, I'll keep hearing from more people, but Ariane, how about you finish this up for right now?
So what I'm looking forward to is I think another one of those sleepovers. Because I did a sleepover just like 2 weeks ago, and we stayed up so late. Like I think till 1.
Yes. Definitely.
Are the best. We were so close to just having donuts until then. One of my friends had to leave, so I had to leave with him.
Okay, so almost got donuts. So sometime this summer, hopefully you've got another sleepover and you will get donuts that time. Okay, boys and girls, with writing, whether it's a poem or whether you're writing a paragraph or something longer, it's good to spend some time with just ideas. So we already are brainstorming, just thinking through things we like about the summer, but let's write out some of the things that you guys just talked about. Not what everybody talked about, but here are some summer poem ideas. Okay, it's going to be just a list of some things that you are looking forward to this summer before we make it into a poem. Okay, I'm going to write out some different things that people talked about. That not really in complete sentences yet, just ideas. Okay, I'm going to put bullet points. It's not going to be numbered out. Alina, sweetheart, you've got to wait your turn and keep raising. Don't just keep raising the hand. Okay, sweetie. You can click the button and hold it up. Same with you, Samhita. Just click the button and hold it up until it's a good time. So I heard quite a few people talk about sleepovers. Right? That's one thing that you guys, quite a few of you are looking forward to this summer. Sleepovers. Some of you talked about ice cream. Really enjoying eating ice cream in the summer. Our poem, Knoxville, Tennessee, has quite a lot about foods. It would be good to use or to think of quite a few summer foods to list out like they do, but you can also write about other things. It doesn't have to be for every food that they say, you say a food item. I heard some people talk about like going to family, grandma's house, things like that. Visiting family. Emma talked about going to Mexico. Some of you have family coming to you, possibly. A lot of time outside, staying up late, and being outside. Kruti talked about early in the morning too. Being outside, specifically by the pool, a lot of you talked about. You can say swimming. So lots of good ideas for this. Simhita, did you have another thing to share?
So in July, my sister's birthday is gonna come. They're gonna turn 6. So I'm really waiting for that. And usually on summer, we always have a lot of play dates. So playing with my friends would be one that I'm also waiting for. And I also get to stay up very late, which I really enjoy.
Nice. Well, this is already a start for kind of general things that quite a few of you talked about, but write at least 2 or 3 more things that you guys are looking forward to. I heard birthdays from Samhita, Josiah, Alina, and Sahanasri, whether it's your own birthday or a family member's birthday that you're looking forward to. 4th of July, is that what you're putting up for Tig? Yeah. Fireworks or 4th of July, something along those lines. You could definitely put a couple things of your own that you're looking forward to. Maybe some specific things. I know, Aryansh, you can make your own ice cream this summer, so maybe you could write about that. Eating donuts with friends. Make it really specific. These are just some good ways to get started off, but be specific about it if you can. Like, eating donuts at my friend's house in the morning for Aryansh. Or Sahanasri. You could write, celebrating my birthday and my brother's birthday, writing specifically about those. Shooting off fireworks at my neighbor's house on the 4th of July. Emma, say, go into Mexico. What kind of things do you do in Mexico?
Go to the beach. And
Go to the beach. Nice.
Yeah.
What was the second thing you said?
And I also like to eat food there too.
Nice. What is your favorite kind of food there?
I don't know whatever they have.
Okay, boys and girls, once you're done with some ideas, give me a thumbs up. Arshab, I didn't hear from you really. Do you have some ideas of things you're going to write about? Favorite summer activities?
Playing in the pool.
Yeah, nice. Maybe would you do quite a lot of Legos this summer?
Yeah.
Nice. Rishith, do you have some ideas of things you would be writing about? I hope so. Okay, well, once we have this list of some ideas that you're going to write about, let's get started on our poem. Now, the poem that we're copying from, or not copying, but getting inspiration from, is Knoxville, Tennessee by Nikki Giovanni. And we're going to label it whatever town you live in. I live in Bentonville, Arkansas, and that's where the school is, so I'll go ahead and put that. But if you live in Rogers or Cave Springs or Bella Vista, right, whatever that town is. Oh, you know what, actually, and we are going to write it in cursive. I'm going to center it a little bit more too. Bentonville, comma, Arkansas.
I'm not pretty sure if I'm like in Bentonville or something like that.
Okay, if you're unsure, just write Bentonville because that's the most common place that most of you guys live in, I would say. But if you know you live in Rogers or Bella Vista or Centerton or Cave Springs, write whatever that town is.
And do we have to write in cursive?
I would prefer that, yes. And then you'll write your name underneath by, and you write that in lowercase letters. Then you write your name. Don't write my name though, write your name. Then we're going to skip a line before we start our poem. And the beginning of our poem is going to be exactly like the Knoxville, Tennessee poem. We're going to start it off by saying, I always like summer best. Best is on the next line. For this one, I always like summer best is the way that they organize it. So we want our poem to be organized similarly.
I'm really slow with cursive, so.
Okay, sweetie. If you don't think you'll be able to keep up, you can write it in print, and then it would be good for you to write it in cursive later today, just for practice. Okay?
Okay.
That's true of anybody. If anybody thinks that it would be easier for them to write it in print the first time and then write it in cursive for a second time for practice, you could definitely do that. It's not going to be a super long poem, though. Okay, the next one I want to also start similarly. You can eat and then I want you to write something you like eating in the summertime. Maybe you'll write something like this, and I'm going to give an example. You can follow my example, but I also want you to make some changes. You can eat ice cream from the Bentonville Square or the Walton Ice Cream Parlor. You know, we can write something like that. You can eat ice cream from the square is what I'm going to write as one example. If any of you have ever gone there for ice cream. Or you could write whatever your favorite is. Maybe for Arianch, ice cream from my very own ice cream maker. Or you could say popsicles from grandma's freezer. Maybe when you go to your grandma's house, you have popsicles.
What does the first line say?
I always like summer. And then after that, we're going to write a few other foods, just like the Knoxville, Tennessee poem.
Miss Scudder, just to let you know, I'm still practicing the S, so I did it as close as I could.
Okay. Right, and then list it. Then you'll want to list a few other food items. You might say lemonade, right? Or we could say pink lemonade, like Almanzo. Right, wasn't it pink lemonade that he was getting from 4th of July? And pink lemonade.
Well, he was, but he got a pig instead.
That's right. Alexander, I don't know why, but your audio is really loud.
I'm sorry. I had to switch over to my old computer. This shouldn't have a problem, but I'm sorry.
That's okay, bud. Okay. And pink lemonade. And maybe you like fresh peaches or something like that. Something summary. All right. And fresh peaches. But you write what your favorite is. Maybe you like strawberries with a little bit of whipped cream on there. Something like that. So far we have, you can eat ice cream from the square and pink lemonade and fresh peaches. And maybe we can put Ariancha's example in here, but once again, you can do something different. And donuts. Hopefully this happens for you in the future, right, Ariancha? I know you haven't done it yet, but donuts at your best friend's house. You could say something like that. Oh, this is sounding so fun. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream from the square and pink lemonade and fresh peaches and donuts at your best friend's house. Ty, do you have another idea?
No, I was telling you something I don't like about summer.
What's that?
Fly breeding.
You don't like what?
And like flies laying their eggs
Yeah,
Flies
definitely.
laying their eggs and mating.
Yeah,
What
I
do
don't like
put?
flies either.
So I can put something instead of pink lemonade.
Yes.
I also switched up my poem bit to add a couple of things that weren't on my list.
Excellent. What are some things you're adding?
Well, for one thing, lemonade was not on my list, even though it should have been. And then there was soda and watching thunderstorms,
Ooh, I love it.
which were not on my list.
Okay. Let's change it up and move on from food to some other things now. And let's do fireworks and watch fireworks.
Is this a have to do, or can we just fill in something else?
Fill in with something else. And watch fireworks on a hot night. Or you could say, in the lawn behind my neighbor's house, or something specific like that. If you can think of a place you might go, whether it's fireworks or something different. Maybe you're thinking of going to the pool or going to Mexico, going to the beach. And watch, but just for an example, I'll write, and watch fireworks on a hot summer night. And we could say something about maybe the beach or the pool. I could say, and splash in the waves
Look, wait, just wait. 1 second. Look, I'm unmuted and then I can talk. See? It won't let me talk. So
I can see that.
And
Risha?
the internet slow. So she's I can't see what she's writing. Which means
Risha?
I'm trying, but it's
Okay. So you could say, and splash in the waves at my neighborhood pool or at the pool. But if you want to write something else, you can. And stay up late.
Miss Gardner,
Yes?
how do we like end the poem?
Good question. The poem that we're getting inspiration from ends with, and be warm all the time, not only when you go to bed and sleep. You could write that exactly if you'd like to. Or you can write, there's not going to be really a set formula for it. What do you have right now, Kruthi? What is the last line on your paper?
You can stay up late playing with your neighborhood friends.
You could end it like that actually, because there's not a rhyme scheme with this or anything. There's not, let's see, I'm trying to think of something that we could add on to yours. And stay up late with your neighborhood friends. That's what it was?
You could, yeah, or you could just do that. You could use all the, you could end your day with, like, I don't know.
I like the idea of the end of the poem is nighttime, like at the staying up late. You could also say without having to think of school the next day. That might be a good extra thing to add.
You could do watching a movie while eating ice cream or watching.
Yeah, that's nice.
One.
That's exactly what I wrote.
Okay, Alexander, especially since you're having audio issues, please wait and ask permission before you speak up, okay? Thank you. I just thought of something that might be good for this that's kind of taking inspiration from the poem, but also connecting it to this. Could say, stay up late all the time. Not only on a Saturday night, something like that.
Miss Gardner, I think I have a good one. You could end the day by watching a movie. You could use that as one.
Yes, you could definitely do that. This is what I'll put as the example, something like stay up late all the time, not only on a Saturday night. Because that's definitely something I would say would be fun about the summer. Maybe you guys stay up late on the weekends, but this is stay up late all the time. Or Kruti's example of stay up late and watch a movie and eat popcorn or ice cream. That really finishes up the poem because it is what you would do at nighttime. So I do think that that's probably the best way to end it, finishing it up at nighttime, but it doesn't really matter too much actually. So just be creative. Okay, Alexander. Thank you for waiting. Okay, Alexander, I'm sorry. You are so loud. Is there any way you can turn down the volume? Okay. It's just hard to even hear you because the background noise is so loud. I think there's some problem with that computer with the audio. Okay, is anybody about done with their poem or completely done? Excellent. I would love to hear some people's poems. And I will have you upload it to BrightThinker also so I would like to see all of it. But Tig, let me hear yours. Can you read it aloud?
Sure, let me get it. Okay. Cave Springs, Arkansas, by moi. All right. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream and like the poem. There was no rhyme scheme to it. Rhyme scheme to this. Watermelon and lemonade and soda and watching the storm. Watching watching fireworks and trampolines, playing at the lake and staying up late and putting weight right off your shoulders. In parentheses, it says school. So huzzah for the summer.
Nice. I like the ending. Samhita?
Can I see my poem?
Yes, let's hear it.
Bentonville, Arkansas. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream from the store and different drinks, and some watermelon and some pizza at the restaurant, and watch fireworks and lightning bugs around you everywhere, and go to the pool and splash about, and watch a movie with family, then go to sleep with no school the next day.
Oh, that's great, Samhita. Can I suggest just one little change? Instead of just saying restaurant, can you say a specific restaurant?
I'm just going to say
Harika?
Pizza Hut.
Yeah, perfect.
Bentonville, Arkansas by Harika Perella. And I always liked summer first. You can eat cookies and some pink lemonade and apples, and you can eat ice because it's hot outside. And fireworks and go swimming in my pool. And visiting family not only on a Saturday night.
I love that, Harika. Well done. That was really good. Okay, Alexander, I'd like to hear from you, but I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't. I'm going to open up the chat so you can tell us what you're about to say, but the audio is just not working. Emma, can we hear from you?
Yes. Bentonville, Arkansas. Of course, by me. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream from the Spark and donuts and burgers and watch fireworks and go to Mexico and splash in the water at the pool. And my sister's birthday. And stay up at night and watch a movie.
I love it, Emma. Good job, sweetie. Kruthi, and then we'll hear from Alina.
Bentonville, Arkansas by Kruthi. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream from the ice cream truck, and you can have a barbecue with corn on the cob and s'mores for dessert. And you can have sleepovers. You can also stay up late playing with your friends and end the day with a movie. Bentonville, Arkansas.
Oh, that was great, Kruthi. Well done. Okay, let's hear finally from Alina.
Okay, Centerton, Arkansas by Alina Hamad. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream from Brahms and fruit punch and juicy watermelons and donuts at Krispy Kreme and watch fireworks with my neighbors and go swimming in the pool and watch a movie at the end of the
Oh, great job, sweetie. I love hearing the specific things you guys do. Okay.
I'm gonna change it from the Spark to Sonic because I love getting the Sonic ice cream.
Good idea. And I forgot that it was called the Spark, so I could change it from the Square to Spark, but Sonic works too. Okay, boys and girls, you should be able to upload it to BrightThinker later today. It's called Bentonville, Arkansas poem, but obviously some of you did not write about Bentonville. That's okay. But you'll just upload a picture of that poem. Well done, everybody. Those sounded really good. We're going to transition over to math pretty soon, but we'll do a little bit more spelling review on your whiteboards first. So can you take out your whiteboard and marker? And then Dikshita, can you take a moment to read yours to us as well?
Bentonville, Arkansas by Dikshita Bogarapu. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream from the Square and lemonade and pineapple juice. And my mom makes noodles. That's the best. And I like to watch fireworks on a cool night. I like going to Texas and to India. My favorite thing to do is going to swimming lessons, swimming freely, and going to the beach. I like to stay up late and watching a movie. And waking up late, I always like watermelon and cantaloupe. And all the veggies I like apples, and when the summer is done, I always love school.
I love that ending, Dikshita. That ended it well to talk about the summer is done. That was a really good idea. To conclude your poem with the ending of summertime. Okay, let's hear one more from Arshav. I know I didn't get to hear from him yet. So then we'll start some extra review.
Bentonville, Arkansas by Arshav Bhakta. I always like summer best. You can eat ice cream and you can rest. You can visit your friend's house and comment your mother's blouse. Yet you can get up late, go outside and watch fireworks and buy some shirts. You can go in a pool and get cool, but we can watch a movie and go to sleep with no school the whole summer break.
Nice job. Comment your mother's blouse was the funniest line of all. What made you think of that?
I don't know.
I like it though. I think it's always good to have just random things in there which are very specific to just you. You had that experience and that's something that makes you think of summer. Maybe all the juicy watermelon and everything getting all over the place. Okay, boys and girls, let's do some quick extra review for spelling, just a few words that maybe you guys need extra practice with, and then we'll start on some math today. Okay, we'll start with convenient, since I saw some people get that one wrong. Please write convenient. Samhita, are your sisters joining up with us?
Yes.
Hi, girls. Did you finish your class already?
No, ours is in the afternoon.
Okay. Are you looking forward to the summer? You don't know?
I have no idea. She doesn't want to end school, but she also want to have some summer fun. So, but we're going to the pool.
Going to the pool? Wonderful. Have you gone yet? Have you gone swimming yet?
No, because coronavirus.
Yeah, and it's also been not super warm most of the days in May so far, even if the pool's open.
Mm-hmm.
There's convenient. Is there another word you all are thinking of that you've had a hard time with? Maybe fatigue would be good to practice. Fatigue. Oh, look who it is. Hello, Marcus. Are you on the road on your way to Florida right now?
Yes. So we're so I won't be able to participate class today because it's a 13-hour drive.
Absolutely.
Well, there's also another it's a 2-day drive. Yeah. There's 35 more hours of driving. Yeah. For that.
It's a lot of driving. Wow.
So we might not be here. So I might not be here for a while. So yeah.
Okay. I guess he was just coming to say hello. Here's the word fatigue. Fatigue. And let's do one more that I've seen quite a few mistakes on. Quarrel. Like a fight. Quarrel. We think to spell quarrel. Quarrel. Two R's, only one L. Make sure it's 2 R's, 1 L. Quarrel. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now and do more review tomorrow before your test, just like we would normally do as well. Okay, well, boys and girls, let's start on some math. I want to go over the math test that's on Bright Thinker for today. And then we're going to get started on some of the next chapters in your math book over the next week and a half or so. Alexander says, Centerton, Arkansas by Alexander Ammons. I always like summer best. You can eat hot dogs from Sonic and ice cream and cupcakes and eat chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A and jump on my trampoline in my backyard and play in the pool and stay up late and watch a movie and end the day with Coco. Oh, Alexander, that all sounds so fun. You've got a fun summer ahead of you. Okay, boys and girls. Well, take out your math workbook, please. And I'm also going to present over to Bright Thinker to take a look at some from, the test from today. Yes, Emma?
I forgot to put in play date because I said I would in my list.
You forgot to do what?
Put in play date because I have play dates.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, you should add on play date. Okay, our test is today on bar graphs and line plots. And for this one, since it is all visual, I've got pictures to go along with almost all of these questions, okay? So basically, this is what you'll be doing today. We've got a table here showing the sports that students play. Says the number of students who play tennis here is 2 less than the number of students who play hockey. So just write the number of students who would play tennis. Here's a line plot showing the number of children and families living in the neighborhood. Each X stands for one family. As in, 3 families have 0 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 families in the neighborhood have 1 child. 5 families have 2 children. 4 families have 3 children. 1 family has 6 children. Okay, so answer, how many families do not have any children? Here's a bar graph showing the amount of savings of 4 different children with their names. And along the side is the amount of money they've saved. How much do the children save in all? Meaning all 4 children together. Now Mavis here is blank. That means no savings, $0. Okay, that's not a mistake. That just means Mavis did not save any money. Uh-oh, Mavis. I guess spends every dollar that comes in. Here's the same bar graph, but this one says, how much more should Ivan save so that he saves twice as much, twice the amount that Carol saves? So think about what carols would need to be for twice as much. What is twice as much as 20? And then how much more would Ivan need to make to get to that point? Here's one that shows a line plot showing the number of books donated. Each X stands for one student, as in 5 students donated 1 book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students donated 2 books, and so on. And you need to answer how many more students, it means you're looking for a difference, donated 1 book than 4 books. What's the difference between the people who donated 1 and how many people donated 4? Here's a bar graph showing the number of cars sold from January through June at an automobile center. Notice we've got some lines between 0 and 5. If it goes from 0 to 5, how many little groups are there in between? Each little line stands for what? Dikshita?
Each little line equals to 1.
Yeah, just 1. So if you're looking for January, you would read that as 26, right? Try your best on these. This is going to have multiple choice. So if you're 1 or 2 off, it won't hurt you too much because I know it's harder to see this on the computer versus on paper. Alina, what's your question? Oh, okay. I'm sorry about this. Here's a question about how much Mavis saved. So we need to change the order of these questions. Is that what you're going to ask about?
Well, not really. Actually, it's another question. I just need you to go to it and then I can like say it. It was like the children with the savings.
Okay, let me go to savings. I'm gonna, basically I changed a setting so that the questions would stay in order. Now here's the one about the savings. What was your question about it?
You have to go a little bit up. So, well, it's not that one. It's another one. Yeah, that one. The one with the like an all.
So don't
like
answer. So this one in all. You have to find out how much Mavis saves before you find.
It's like. It's question 5.
Sorry, Alina, there's a lag, but I'm trying to answer the question, so I'm going to mute you so that I can answer it. You'll need to find out how much Mavis saves.
I added them all up today, and
you'll need to find out how much Mavis saves, and then find out how much they save in all with that question. Now that the questions are in the right order, you should be able to see it in that order, okay? Here's the line plot questions about the number of children. Here's one that's missing the tennis number. Lucy surveyed 8 of her friends to find out how many computers each of them had at home. Here's the table with the results. You're going to draw out a line plot for this one. So for this one, what I'd like you to do is insert an image of you and your whiteboard. So draw the line plot on a whiteboard and take your picture or a video like we do for the poems. You can do the video option too, just going through what it should look like. Ariansh?
Or we could draw it.
Yeah, draw it and just insert an image or video.
Two things. First, how do you zoom in?
Me?
Yeah, like how can you zoom in?
Most of your computers should have a little touchpad. Do you have a Chromebook or laptop?
I mean, I have a keyboard.
I'm on a tablet and I can zoom in.
So you have a keyboard that you use?
Yes.
I am not sure what the best thing would be on your keyboard. Could you ask your parents about that? Because with the touchpad, you can just use your fingers to zoom in. For keyboard, you probably will have something specific to your keyboard to zoom.
And the second thing is, that's a number line. It's not a line. It's saying your number line should look like this.
You know what? I did not write this. But do you understand what it means?
Yes.
Okay, so just go with it. I think you know what it means. It is technically a number line and a line plot. A line plot just means that you're going to take a basic number line and then the X's are on top of it, the numbers. Harika?
Wait, I know how to zoom in computer.
Right, sweetheart, it's going to be different for everybody, so I'm going to have Ariansh just get help from his parents on it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, boys and girls, that is what you'll have on your math test. I'm glad that we went over it to fix the problem of you've got to figure out how much Mavis has before you figure out all of them together. But any other questions? Okay. Let's take out our math workbook then. And you all take out your math workbook. So there are 3 chapters left in the back of your book. Chapters 17, 18, and 19 are all geometry chapters. Chapter 17 is about lines and angles. 18 gets into polygons, different shapes. And chapter 19 is about area and perimeter. We will not have a test over any of these chapters. Alexandra, I don't know if that's your computer or not, but boys and girls, really try to make sure you're not clicking the unmute button on accident. Okay, now I mentioned this to your parents already, but we are going to be doing basically an overview of these 3 chapters with no tests. So your test today on bar graphs is the last math test of the year. You will not have any more math tests, but we are going to have an overview of chapters 17, 18, and 19 so that you're just better prepared for 4th grade. And then if your parents want you, or if you want to keep going with the rest of the workbook pages, hopefully these little mini lessons help you to finish that up on your own. Okay? Would you all turn to page 177 in your workbooks? 177. And we're going to be doing no homework, no math workbooks, pages for homework from now on through the rest of the year. But I am going to put optional pages for you if you want to do it as we go along, or if you want to save it for the summer. I would suggest doing it along with us, but don't worry if you don't finish it, basically. So why is everybody having such problems? We lost Rishith and Josiah. Okay, now boys and girls, we've got...
Where did everyone go?
I don't know.
overheaded issues.
Yeah, I hope that people aren't leaving just because I said we're not going to have homework. Dikshita, please stay in the class. Rishith as well, you've got to stay put in our class. Who else are we missing now? And Alina, if you can hear me, please turn your camera on. Aryanch is there. We've got some, here we go, Josiah. Okay. Now, there are a few terms that you'll need to know for the basics of, before you even get to polygons, different shapes, and then before you get to finding area and perimeter, you'll need to know. Okay, now, thumbs up if you're on page 177, so you can see some examples of this. Okay, now if you see just a single dot, like a period, we call that a point. Show me a point. Just with your fist. This is a point. We have several different, a square has 4 points for the 4 angles, basically. And this is a point. Now, what we call a line, that's just a straight line with 2 endpoints. It stops. We call that a line segment. Can you put your arms out? It's kind of hard to get all of me in the frame, but show me a line segment. Arms are straight out with 2 fists. You got it. That is what's called a line segment when it stops. Because basically that's a part of a line. Now, open up your hands and put your arms straight out. This is what is called a line. In math, a line goes on and on and on and on forever and never ends.
What page? I was trying to find my math book.
177. So here's a line. Show me line segment. 2 endpoints. Show me a point. Show me a line. Line segment. Line. Point. Line segment. Line. Line segment. Line. Line segment. Point. So those are the basics of geometry. A line goes on and on and on forever. A line segment does not. It has 2 endpoints. It stops. Okay, I want you to identify each of those on page 177. There's 1 of each. Can you figure out what they are? Can you see it? Harika, what is number 1? What would we call that?
A line.
Nope, because I see 2 endpoints.
Oh, a line segment.
Good. It is a line segment. Right here, number 1. And, oh, I'm sorry, I am not doing this correctly. Oh, actually I am. They just called it also line AB. We'll call this line segment XY. We call lines by different names, which is going to be much more important as you get older in geometry to have specific names for them. And each endpoint has a different letter. So we call the points different letters so that we can identify them. Emma?
I know what the next other ones are.
Good. What is number 2, Emma?
2 is a line.
Good. Now, we're going to call it according to the names of the points. So what is the name for this line?
PQ.
Good. And in general, it doesn't matter too much, but we usually put the letters in alphabetical order when we name it. And Tig, what would we call number 3? Is it a line going on and on forever? A line segment with 2 endpoints, or just a point? Seem to be having some connection issues. Karithi, can you help out with this one?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
It's a point.
Point. Good. And what are we going to call it? Point.
T.
Point T. T for Tig.
T for Tig. That's what I said.
So that's called point T. Okay, boys and girls. The next part of what I want to get into is page 178. We're actually going to skip over this top portion, although you could do that on your own if you want to. Now, an angle is something totally different in math. I want you to show me your hands. Oh, excellent, Ariane. She read my mind. Show me your hands out like kind of making a V or an L. They need to meet right here at your wrist. Now, this is an angle. This is an angle. This is an angle. So angles can be small like this, where the 2 lines or line segments are pretty close, or they can be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But an angle is what we call it when they meet together at a point, right? So which of these is an angle? We've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Some of them are angles. Some of them are just 2 lines or 2 line segments. Is number 7 an angle? What do you think? Thumbs up, yes. Is that an angle or no? Nope. Dikshita, how can you tell?
Because there's 2 lines. There's not 1 point angle.
They don't meet at 1 point. What about number 8? I'm just going to put an X there. I mean, yeah, X for 7. Dikshita, what do you say about number 8?
I say a yes because they both meet together.
Look at that. We've got a line segment here, a line segment here. They share an endpoint. They meet. Yes, it's an angle. Harika, can you do number 9 for us?
Okay, so for number 9, it's no because they both are not connecting.
Good. Okay. They do not connect. Kruthi, what about 10?
No, they do not.
They do not connect either. Ariane, what about 11?
Yes, that is an angle.
Can you tell me why?
Because the 2 points, they end up meeting. The endpoints, both of them meet together.
Good. These 2 line segments share an endpoint. They meet. Josiah, can you tell us for number 12, is that an angle or no? Oh, I see you putting thumbs down. It actually is an angle because these two line segments come together right here. So yes, it is an angle. Okay, now boys and girls, the next page has some practice of marking angles in objects. And there are two different ways that we can mark angles. It gets into this later in the book, but I'll just go ahead and go over it with you guys now. If it looks like what we would call a right angle, where they meet like it was a square, we put a little box basically to finish our square. And that's an angle on the inside of the object. We would never mark something on the outside of an object, but on the inside we do. So that's an angle. We're supposed to mark two angles on each object. There's two angles. Now, if it's a smaller angle or a bigger angle than this, we're just going to put like a little parentheses kind of shape. It looks kind of like that. Part of a circle, basically. That's how we mark any other type of angle, just a little half circle. And for now, you could do all of your angles like that. If you're not sure, just do that kind of part of a circle or almost like a parentheses shape. Okay, that's how we mark the angle. Now, could this be an angle on the outside? Nope, we never mark angles on the outside of objects like that. Right, we're going to always be marking the inside of these shapes. Emma?
I know 16, 17, and 18.
Okay, can you show us what you did on those?
Yeah. So like on the ruler, I just added.
Good job, sweetie. Yeah.
And then the cereal.
Nice job.
And
on the fish tank, you got one too?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so that's how we mark angles. Now, just a little overview of this next part of the lesson. We would call all of these plane shapes, P-L-A-N-E, plane. Like an airplane, spelled the same way. Now, we call these plane shapes because they are all closed with straight lines, and they're two-dimensional. So a cube like this, something kind of like that. Oh, sorry. That is not a plane shape. This is not a plane shape. This is also not a plane shape. We are looking for, these plane shapes are, oh wait, actually, sorry. I was getting that confused. Not a polygon, but it is a plane shape, a circle is. So it's not about actually straight versus round, but it is closed on all sides. It's going to be closed off on all sides, and it's two-dimensional. There is only one plane shape on this page that does not have any angles. Can you figure out what it is? There are no lines that meet in the middle. Which of these shapes has no angles? Saha Nasri, do you see it?
It's the one that's like shaped kind of like a triangle. Yeah.
Actually, the triangle does have this one. It has this as an angle, this as an angle, and this as an angle. So even though you might be thinking, oh, that outside one's not an angle, there are some on the inside. Do you see one that has like no straight lines?
The circle.
Good, the circle. Can we find any spot to mark an angle here? No.
Yeah, that's all part
There's
of the
no
running process. Yeah.
straight lines, no end points. It just goes on. Kruti?
I have a question. Why do we like never like mark the angles on the outside?
That is a very good question. Basically, the angles on the outside, you could find out like the degrees of it. You're going to be doing that, I think, in 4th grade when you figure out the degrees of angles and everything. But when we are finding, so in, let's see, I'm trying to think of how best to explain it. Basically, you're trying to figure out the degrees of the angles on the inside and just focusing on the inner part of it. You know what? I'm not going to be able to answer that very well for you, Kruti. I'll have to get back to you. Trying to think through progressing up to higher geometry. It's not going to be so much important now, but it will be. And I'll have to get back to you on a good answer. That's a good question. So for a shape like this, by the way, these are angles that we would mark. This one is not an angle because we are specifically looking for angles that are less than 180 degrees, which is a straight line. But when it looks like this, it's almost a whole circle. We're not marking those. Okay? So these would be the angles to mark on that shape. Okay, if you would like to do some of these extra pages for homework, basically finishing up what we started, I'm going to put them in Bright Thinker with no due date. So if you're curious about which ones to do, you can check Bright Thinker and I'll have the pages that go with this lesson, but you do not have to do them. And it's going to be the same for all of the pages next week as well. You can finish up these ones that we start, but you don't have to. There is no homework, and so there will not be due dates for any of these. Okay? But this got you started, and I would suggest finishing it today if you have time, because it's going to be easier now with it fresh on your mind than if you wait. It would be best to do it now. Okay, boys and girls, that is all for your class today. Thank you guys for such excellent work in class today. I loved hearing everybody's poems, and I'm excited to see them. I'll have you upload them so that they are on Bright Thinker. And boys and girls, have a wonderful rest of your day. At this time, I'll have just my reading group stay, okay?
Bye, Miss Gardner.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
And the thing I was drinking was